This is my favorite right here.
Priscilla Pfeiffer can't help but smile, talking about her son, Richie Watasek, who went by Pocket.
He'd hang out with the older kids, you know, and he was always the smaller one, and they called him Pocket. He goes, because they say they could put me in their pocket. Even through everything he's been through, he was just a real happy kid, you know.
Priscilla says by 15, drugs became part of his life. Then 2 years ago this month, Richard was shot and killed at a Midtown apartment complex at only 31 years old. She showed me all that's left, pictures, and his urn.
I thought, you know, the hardest part was the first month or two. It gets harder because you start realizing he really is gone.
His case still unsolved. His story, one of many that seem to blur together.
They see it on the news and then they forget about it. The next day, there's another one, you know, there's another one.
People forget when they watch the news, but you don't forget.
No, you have to deal with it every day.
It's something Tucson police have to deal with too.
2020 and 2021, you know, we're in the height of the COVID pandemic. We were seeing a lot of violent crime that was occurring, a lot of gun violence, a lot of homicides. And what we've seen over the past couple of years is we've seen that easing off, and we've seen that downward trend.
Homicides, mostly gun-related, have fallen more than 30% in 3 years. Non-fatal shootings are also down. TPD Assistant Chief Chris Dennison says other departments around the country are seeing a similar trend.
But I also believe wholeheartedly it is the efforts of the men and women within the department, the programs that have been established that we've been pushing forward that have been hugely impactful.
He says that strategy includes community response teams, which make it easier to track down known suspects in a certain part of town, stronger partnerships with other agencies, and federal grant money. That paved the way for a second machine that uses bullets found at crime scenes to link guns to multiple cases. And TPD has been able to travel to other departments and bring in outside assessors to evaluate their gun crime response. TPD's 89% homicide solve rate is much higher than the national average of 56%.
We're seeing positive trends, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there are real victims on the other side of those numbers.
Priscilla keeps hoping for justice, but not for retribution.
I hope whoever did this, that his mom doesn't have to be in my place.
Anyone with information about Richie's case should call 911 or 88-CRIME. In Tucson, Ryan Fish, KGUN 9.